Gotcha. That's better.
ProtectYourBubble.com. Proud sponsors of Swipe on Sky News.
You're watching Swipe on the show this week. Not playing around, this year's BAFTA Games host says the industry still doesn't get the credit it deserves. Just the two of us. Alien Isolation led the way going into the Games BAFTAs, but did it convert those nominations into wins? And putting the best to the test, we get right up close with contenders for the top prize in our Games review. Hello and welcome to Swipe. This week from the BAFTA Games Awards in London. Now, if you didn't already know, video games are big business. The industry is worth more than £62 billion globally. That's more than the movie or music industry. Despite that success, there are still some people that don't take gaming seriously. Tonight's awards host, Rufus Hound, is a joker by trade, but he doesn't see the idea of gamers not getting their due recognition as any laughing matter.
Hello.
Not long to go until the ceremony begins.
No.
In terms of your personal career highlights, where is this ranking right now?
Yeah, it's pretty up there, I'll be honest. You know, when you show off for a job, there are some things you show off about that you're not really that bothered about, and other things that you're really pleased with. And, you know, I've grown up playing video games, and the opportunity to reward the best, you know, in this country for incredible work, creating entire universes and new worlds is like, it's a really lovely thing to be able to do.
Brilliant. Well, look, you're a gamer, you just said so.
I did.
Does it offend you when people don't take gaming seriously?
It's a thin line. I think you can come down one of two sides. On the one hand, they are called games. Do you know what I mean? So a game should be something that is taken quite lightly. What I really have a problem with is when people take the industry of gaming as like, oh, it's just nerds and teenagers sat in bedrooms.
A bit dismissive.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, anybody talking about financial recovery or anybody talking about this country doesn't bloody make anything anymore, you know, video games have been our biggest export in this country, and not only that, we're a hub that when the rest of the world is going, we want to make something that's, you know, got a sense of humour, but also looks cool, that, you know, can be beautiful. This is where they come. We are really good at this.
Here tonight.
There are loads of cool people.
I mean, in terms of comparing this to something like the Oscars,
yeah,
would you say this is better?
I would say this is better.
And why?
Because the egos in this room are more about actual achievement and less about, like, rep and, yeah, that's right, I'm going to be worth another 5 million 2 weeks from now. Like, the people, to be somebody who wants to make a game, you are a kid that sat there playing a game and went, I want to make that. So the pride comes from actually making something, of having kind of put genuine endeavour into it, brought it to life. Whereas Hollywood is largely a marketing exercise.
All right. In your opinion, but if someone was watching now who is a little bit dismissive about gaming,
yeah,
they've never had a go on a game before and they think it's all for teenage boys in bedrooms,
yeah,
what would your message to them be right now if you
well,
had to convince them?
I would say if it would only be the same as saying to somebody, do you like music? Do you know what I mean? If you think that all music is heavy metal, fair enough, maybe you don't like music. But then you go, oh, there's classical and there's, you know, rock and roll. I'm not going to now list 100 types of music. But the idea that you can dismiss all games. There are puzzle games, family games, mobile games, big console games, whole universes to explore, or literally just moving numbers round a grid. And I guarantee there is something out there for you that will just change your world and thrill you.
Events like these are all about honouring the talent behind the games. 3 titles led the nominations this year: Alien Isolation, Far Cry 4 and Monument Valley. But did they deliver on the night? Here's Stu.
Among the usual fare of aliens, monsters, warriors and Italian plumbers up for prizes at the Games BAFTAs was Monument Valley. This puzzle game from a British indie studio took 2 awards, winning Best British Game and the Mobile and Handheld prize. The makers say their secret is that the game won't take over your life.
I would ask you, how many games have you finished in the last 12 months?
Not many.
Did you finish our game?
Yes.
There you go then. That's the exact reason why we make a game like that. We want someone to have a sense of completion and a succinct and emotional impact.
The BAFTA Games Awards have been praised because they don't have the distractions of more famous ceremonies like the Academy Awards, for example. No one here is really focused on who's wearing what or who's dating who. That said, This year, the inclusion of double Oscar winner Kevin Spacey among the nominees shows that the lines between different entertainment industries are blurring.
And that's where I come in.
We are really seeing that crossover now, and we're seeing with the production values visually, the audio effects, the music, the sound design, and now in the acting. And to have people winning BAFTAs means the same BAFTA award you'd win for a Best Actor, Best Actress award, and you're getting one from a video game, and you're seeing these people going toe-to-toe with names we've known for years.
But Mr. Spacey didn't win.
Give me a break.
He lost out to Ashley Johnson, who played Ellie in survival horror The Last of Us: Left Behind.
Someone like Kevin Spacey, you know, being a part of video games, it brings more attention to them, and it sort of makes people take them a little bit more seriously. And I think people in our industry, we take video games seriously, but you know, it makes people pay attention, you know, when they see someone like, hey, wait a minute, Kevin Spacey did a video game? That's awesome.
The last category of the night was Best Game. Most were expecting Alien Isolation or Monument Valley to win the top prize, but like all good award shows, this one had a surprise.
And the BAFTA goes to Destiny.
Seattle firm Bungie winning Best Game for first-person shooter Destiny. Stuart Duggan, Sky News.
You're watching Swipe, still to come. Watch out. Apple joins the wrist tech revolution. That and more of this week's technology news. Now, as with any award, you've got to be pretty good just to be nominated. So we thought we'd take a closer look at some of the titles nominated for Best Game this year. Here's our reviewer, Chris.
Destiny is a game that's made by Bungie, the people who made Halo. It's sort of a persistent online first-person shooter. It's had its criticisms as it's gone along, just purely because it's got sort of a narrative, like it's kind of there, but most of it is hidden in these grimoire cards, like the loads of like lines of text and stuff. Plus, it has Peter Dinklage in it, so it's got the acting pedigree, and it's quite fun. Let's say you play online up against multiple people. Very good game. Alien Isolation, an absolutely brilliant game, which follows on from the first Alien film. You play as Ripley's daughter, and you are looking to find out what happened to Ripley. So you are going back to the ship that she was initially on, looking around. And the good thing about this one, you're not running around with a gun, absolutely shooting everyone and taking everyone out. You are very low powered. Barely any weaponry, anything like that. Most of the time you're just hiding from one alien that's constantly stalking you. It's amazing. Monument Valley is an absolutely beautiful sort of orthographic puzzle, which is a sort of testament to mobile games, the fact that it's been nominated for a Best Game here at BAFTA. I mean, it's a game that's been featured on House of Cards, I don't know if anyone's seen that, but yeah, it's played on that. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a sort of almost Escher-esque puzzle where you guide a little character around on the screen, and the perspective constantly shifts as you move along. Brilliant game.
Now, it's not all been about the BAFTA Games Awards this week. Here's a roundup of some other tech news from the past few days. Apple has launched its first brand new device since Tim Cook took over the company from the late co-founder Steve Jobs. The Apple Watch comes in 3 models, including a lightweight sport version and a luxury one made of 18-karat gold, fetching up to £13,500. A London tube station has been trialling an app to help blind people find their way around more easily. Wayfinder is linked up to Bluetooth beacons at Pimlico Station to give users audio directions. It can be used with bone conduction headphones, those that send sounds through the skull rather than obstructing the user's ears. The project is from the Royal London Society for Blind People and Us2, the studio behind Monument Valley. Here's some kit giving a whole new meaning to maternity wear. London hosted the Wearable Tech Show this week with all sorts of gadgets to wrap around, tie up and get into. 3D printed crystal-covered prosthetic limbs, solar-powered backpacks and running jackets connected to your phone were also among the showpieces. Well, that's it for this week from here at the BAFTA Games Awards. I'll be back next week with more Swipe, and you can stay up to date with all the latest tech stories on Sky News for iPad, our smartphone apps, skynews.com and our YouTube channel. Bye-bye.
Gotcha. That's better.
BAFTA.
ProtectYourBubble.com. Proud sponsors of Swipe on Sky News.